In this video, we'll take a look inside a forage harvester. I'll explain which components are responsible for optimal chop quality of the shredlage, and how you have to adjust those components to achieve the best possible result. On our farm, we operate a Class Jaguar 950 with the original shredledge cracker and an Orbis 750, meaning a working width of 10 rows. We chop about 3 to 4 hectares an hour and process 150 to 200 tons of corn per hour. However, this video is not about the engine or the equipment, but about the preparation of the chopped material. To optimize the forage harvester, you should focus on checking and adjusting two components most of all: the knife drum and the corn cracker. After all, these have to reliably process up to 3.5 tons of chopped material per minute. This can only be achieved if the machine is well maintained and optimally adjusted. Let's start with the knife drum. Our contractor checks the condition and settings of the knife edge and shear bar every day and replaces them if necessary. This is essential for ensuring ideal chopping quality at all times. The knife drum has 36 knives, but is only equipped with half the number and chops the material to the desired length before it passes through the corn cracker. The chop length can be easily adjusted via the operating terminal. This is important because the chop length depends on the dry matter content of the plants. If the dry matter content exceeds 34%, you should reduce the chop length because the plant parts can no longer be processed properly at that dry matter content, especially when starting on the first areas of the harvest and when chopping new areas. You should check the chop quality carefully. My tip? Approach the optimum chop length gradually. For our farm, a 24mm chop length is suitable for optimal DM content. Remember that if the crop is too long, it inhibits feed intake. However, the most important component in corn chopping is the cracker. This is because its setting determines how the corn plant is processed and how the kernels are crushed. The shredledge cracker has two cracker rollers with rows of teeth rotating at different speeds, and has a machined spinal groove that ensures a transverse action on the crop. This design, plus a high-speed difference of at least 50% and a very narrow cracker gap of 1mm, ensures that the plant parts are ripped apart, the kernels are pulverized, and even tough stalk or leaf parts are processed properly. You can adjust the cracker gap via the terminal. For shredledge, you should always set it to narrower than the normal case. This ensures optimum crushing of the kernels. We often work with a cracker gap of 1 to 1.5 millimeters. The speed difference in turn ensures the typical pulverization and ripping of the plant parts. The speed difference ensures that you do not find coarse plant and stalk parts in your corn silage. These would deteriorate the compaction of your corn silage and would be quickly sorted out by your cows when feeding. Therefore, it is important that you always work with the specified speed difference of 50%. By the way, in addition to the settings, you should also keep an eye on the condition and wear of the cracker. Even the best setting is no use if the cracker is worn. That's why we change the cracker rollers every 2 years. Are you thinking that you would achieve less throughput with these cracker settings? For me, as a dairy farmer, the corn harvest lays the foundation for the entire next year, so it has a high priority for us. Poor chop quality quickly turns into a massive economic loss of over 100,000 euros for us. So, your priorities for your corn harvest should always be placed on chop quality and compaction. However, this causes additional costs of 55 to 75 cents per ton due to the greater effort for the contractor. This should be worthwhile to you for the sake of top quality. Let's briefly summarize again what things you need to pay attention to when adjusting the forage harvester. Choose the optimal chop length according to the dry matter content. Adjust the chop length for each new area or change in dry matter content. Set the cracker gap to narrower than normal. Go by how well the kernels are crushed. Work with a 50% speed difference. Always focus on optimal crop processing and not on throughput. Remember, throughput is short-term, but the silage and any associated loss of quality will stay with you all year round. Now you know which settings you should pay attention to when harvesting corn. In the next video, I'll show you how we go about our quality control in the corn harvest to achieve the best possible processing.